Super excited to be here to share with you tonight all about our World of Activation Expos that are coming up. Oh my goodness, literally starting this week. So exciting. So I'm Candice Foy. I'm an MC2 and I'm in Port Macquarie in New South Wales. I've been with LifeVantage for 3.5 years. For those of you I haven't met, hello and welcome to all you new consultants. Excited to have you here. You could not be joining at a better time. So, wow, wait a minute. That is not where we're supposed to go. Here we go. I'm going to use the arrow keys and not the mouse. Let's try that again. Technology. See, you don't have to be an expert to do this, guys. So, all right. So what is an expo? Drop in the chat if you guys have been to an expo, if you know what an expo is, if you're a fan of expos. Personally, I would much rather go to an expo than I would to go and sit at something that's going to talk at me for an hour, hour and a half. And so, guys, that is what literally has come to be over the last 3.5 years that I've been with LifeVantage. This is the first time we have a Roadshow Expo. And this is the most beautiful way to invite people to come into the room, and there is no pressure on you to tell them anything other than come. It's going to be a beautiful event. And each of the ones around, I'll show you in a second, have a slightly different flavor, but ultimately they're all going to be set up the same. So in an expo type environment, as people come in, they're going to be welcomed. There might be a little bit of, just chatter around the room and getting comfortable, finding a seat. There'll be probably 15 to 20 minutes of talking from the front. So there'll be a keynote speaker, there'll be an introduction, there'll be how this is going to kind of run throughout the night. And then there'll be, possibly one or two other people speaking, maybe sharing a story or a success story. But ultimately, everyone is going to get these little cards and they're going to go around from booth to booth to booth. So there's going to be most likely in most places 4 or 5 different booths or different stations set up around the room. And your guests can actually go around at their own speed, take their own time. Maybe they want to go and explore the skincare station and they want to stand there. Maybe there'll be a 15-minute challenge set up there. Maybe there'll be a full, wash half your face. Maybe there'll be a full spa. Like different people will have, or different expos will have it set up slightly different, but there'll be an Axio booth. There'll be a activation booth. There'll be a collagen booth. There'll be either how to get your products paid for or an affiliate booth where as a hairdresser, you can go and have a chat about how do you actually set this up to have it in your salon without any overhead. So they'll get little stamps on their little passports as they go around the expo. At the end of the night, there'll be a draw for a door prize. And they're quite significant door prizes, quite significant value door prizes. And again, they'll be in each of the different places set up differently. But LifeVantage is putting this on, and it's being locally hosted by your leaders all around Australia and New Zealand. So it is going to be really, 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 really great to get your people in the seats. Those people who are on your chicken list, now's the time to invite them to this. So here's a quick map of New Zealand. So you can see the very first one is in Taupo. I've actually been to Lake Taupo. It's beautiful. May 8th. Rotorua, I've also been to. May the 9th. Christchurch, I have not been to yet. Close, I was in Queenstown. Next time I will get there. May the 10th and May 11th is in Auckland. So these are all leading up to Mother's Day. And oh my goodness, seriously, seeing the numbers for some of these expos, we're talking well over 100 people. Like this is not a little tiny event. These are big events. So think big, think outside of anything you've ever invited anybody to in your time with LifeVantage, because this is the time to do it. So here we have Australia. So you can see there is so many. Who do you know? Where do they live? Right. So I think, let me go back. The first one is in Yeppoon, and that's on Sunday, the 2nd of June. Then you have Mackay on the 4th. Oh, no, sorry. We have some in May. Sunshine Coast is May 22nd. Gold Coast is May 23rd. And then we have Yeppoon, or Mackay, Yeppoon. Oh, sorry, backwards. They're all over the place. Yeppoon is on the 2nd. Mackay is on the 4th. And then we jump to Port Macquarie, where I am on the 11th. Tamworth is on the 12th. Sydney is on the 22nd. Melbourne's on the 23rd of June. And then we have 2 days, 2 special days over in Perth on the 24th and 25th. Oh, and click. So tonight's training, guys, I want you to help understand the importance of what clear communicating what this event could look like for your people in terms of inviting people to join you. Learn how to craft personalized, compelling invitations that are going to resonate with who you want in the room. We're going to explore some effective channels and methods of delivering invitations and how to maximize those response rate, getting bums on seats. And we're going to help develop a timeline for sending out those invitations and following up reminders to ensure that we are going to get those people who say they want to be there actually in the room. So the power of the invite. Now, Josie has done a brilliant training recently on inviting. If you haven't watched it, I invite you to go and actually look at the inviting video. Why? Because highlighting the unique value of why do you actually want to benefit, or why is your person that you're inviting going to benefit from attending that roadshow? And what do they need to do? What is that clear call to action? Here's the link, here's the QR code, click on it and reserve your spot. Guests are free at every single event, guys. They just need to click on the Eventbrite link and get their registration in. And often in some of these places, there's limited seating. So there's a bit of an urgency in that as well. And I want you to start to think about who is your target audience? What are their interests? Why would they want to be in the room with you? And this is just a little list that I just kind of started to brainstorm. So thinking outside of the box, guys, not just your neighbor, not just your mom. You're going to think big picture, health enthusiasts, fitness enthusiasts, nutrition enthusiasts, wellness professionals, beauticians, hairdressers, corporate wellness coordinators, families and individuals, healthcare providers, university students, business owners, community leaders. Guys, the importance of advocacy starts with you and increasing your awareness of who needs what we have in our hands that we need to be sharing, right? And the bottom line ultimately is who should be in the room with you. If you know that there are people out there that want to live a longer, happier, healthier life, right? This is the place you want to get them in the room with the experts. Take the pressure off of you having to explain what activation is. How do they just turn back the clock and come sit on a seat and have a listen for a few minutes, but ultimately just meet with like-minded, like-hearted people? So how are you going to invite? Yes, we can definitely use social media, but I'm challenging every single one of you guys to pick up the phone. Pick up the phone or go in person and actually print off flyers. Ask, can they put these flyers up? Can they, put little invites out for their people, maybe at their gym or at their salon? Or, right, we need to really get loud and get proud of what we do and what we have our hands on. And in a few minutes, I'm going to invite the beautiful Bridget to share with us what she's been doing, and it has worked phenomenally, which is really cool because I put this whole training together, and then I actually heard from Granier that Bridget has done this and it's worked amazing. So proof is in the pudding, guys. So stay tuned because that's coming up shortly. So first, we're going to set up a little timeline. We're going to put out our initial invites. There's flyers that are coming out for all the different roadshows if they're not already out yet. Then we're going to look at following up those connections. What are those RSVP reminders? When do we best do those things? Are you going to call the day before or message the day before and call the day of? Remind these people who want to be in the room. They've said yes. You are actually reminding them of something they've already committed to. Day of reminder. Here's some fun things. You're not just calling just to say, hey, come tonight. You can say, hey, I just wanted to make sure you realize, parking details, for example. When you come, there's a little boom in the front, you just drive through. Don't worry about paying for parking. It's included. Just find a spot. There's 3 hours free parking. Whatever the details are, you're going to save those until the last day so that you have a reason to connect with them. Often people go, oh my gosh, was that last night, right? Drop in the chat at 2. If you've ever invited somebody to an event And the next day you've gotten a message. Oh my gosh, was that last night? I'm so sorry I missed it, right? We don't want anybody to miss these. These are going to be game changers for your business. And I want you to create a sense of urgency with a limited time offer. So maybe it's limited seating. Maybe you have different incentives in your area to, an extra draw for being registered. Whatever that is, you can add that in. And this is just a fun little quote that I just found. Successful leaders, empowered women empower each other and their own health. Prioritizing self-care isn't selfish. It's an act of self-love that fuels the strength and resilience needed to thrive in every aspect of life. So be a product of the product, guys. Be excited. People want to join excitement. So think about, who do you know who knows who? So don't just think, I don't know anybody in Christchurch, so I can't invite anyone to the Christchurch event, right? Think, who do I know that might know somebody in Christchurch, right? Start to leverage some of those existing networks and connections in order to extend your reach to each of the cities that are on those maps, right? And like I said, you're not just going to post it on Facebook or on TikTok or Instagram or wherever. That's cool. You can do that, but that is not going to get people to engage personally with you. You want to be able to reach out and make this a personal invitation. Guys, LifeVantage is giving us such a gift by putting this on. They are spending a lot of money traveling, getting us our guest speakers, donating products, Axios and collagens and door prizes. All we have to do is this: invite people, get them in the room, right? So we are going to capture their attention. We're going to build excitement, and they are going to come in droves. And Bridge is going to tell you how she did that in a minute. But first, guys, I also want you to think about your customers. You already have this whole network of people that love the products. Where do they live? Who do they know? And where do they live, right? Think about who wants to look better, feel better, look younger, or even make money helping others to do the same. So when you're setting goals for who's attending, we're going to think of 3 things that you're going to track. Engagement. How is it working? If you throw it up on Facebook and you have nobody seeing it, liking it, or commenting, maybe it's time to look at a different way to engage with your people. Maybe you need to go out and actually knock on doors of different businesses that you know people, or ask for a direct connection. Who do you know that owns this gym? Can you introduce me to them, right? Think of different ways to engage them so that you can track it and go, right, I've actually made 5 conversations this week, or I've made 5 new contacts this week, right? Get out those invites. I'm literally printing physical paper invites. I'm so excited. I love paper, but I'm actually getting them and printing them and giving them to all my team to be able to give them to people. They can take them home, stick them on the fridge, right? Old school. It's just kind of fun again, right? I'm kind of over digital. I don't know about you guys, and then we want to make sure that we're getting those RSVPs, right? Eventbrite is amazing. Eventbrite, literally, they click on the QR code, it goes straight there, and we have a record of who is actually coming. And if you don't know, like, who you've invited who said yes, reach out to the person who's organizing the event in that city, and they can check the list for you. So here's a fun little tip. When you're going to start to talk to people, you want to get the same excitement you have right now listening to me. Hopefully you're getting excited. I'm excited. But I want you to actually jump in, go into your testimonial group, go in to My LifeVantage Story and read some testimonials. Build up your belief, build up your confidence to know that this, guys, is going to change somebody's life. You need to just get yourself out of the way so that you can actually tell somebody about this event. So here's one. When I told you I am feeling so much better and that my pain is gone and my energy levels are high and that I don't need activation anymore, I was wrong. You wisely reminded me activation cannot be felt unless you stop it. You also said cholesterol and other conditions can't be felt either until they creep up on you out of nowhere. After a couple of days of not activating, my pain returned. My anxiety went through the roof and my energy slumped to an all-time low. I started the pills again after 5 days, and within 3 days, I was back to excellent health, right? People, your customers need to come and be around like-minded, like-hearted people who are passionate about what we are doing and what we have. We want them to stay on the products, right? Here's another one. I'm absolutely amazed. I am now in my 4th week. I truly feel the clock being turned back. The fading away of the forehead lines are the most incredible. But overall complexion of my skin is really changing. More energy, more mental clarity, looking and feeling younger. I am so excited to share with others what a game changer, right? So when you read these kind of testimonials, you can feel yourself going, yeah, why wouldn't somebody want to hear that there's this expo coming to my city and that they can jump in and they can be one of my guests. So we're going to do a little roadshow action plan here in a minute because I want you to get excited and create excitement for this upcoming roadshow. So we're going to get personal with our invitations. We're going to be intentional with our follow-up, and we are going to host in that room in such a way that all attendees will be asking, when is the next one, to bring their people to. So before I go through the details, I'm just going to ask Bridget to unmute and just share just for a little minute of how she has actually done what she's done over the last 5 weeks. So
yeah, so I love just how you've summarized all the different ways that you can approach this. And I know it's not just me here in New Zealand who's been going hard out in the last few weeks. There's a number of us throughout the country, all just identifying who we can invite. So I did a multi approach really. So I went walking the streets to hair salons, beauty salons, really that personal interaction, or even calling them up on the phone and giving them an overview of, oh, I've got this amazing new skincare. People are having results within 15 minutes. I'd love to, we're raising awareness in New Zealand. Love to have you come along. It's, we're having a mixture of general public, or, there's exclusive information for people in the hair and beauty industry, that type of thing, trying to give it that exclusive edge. And even in some instance saying, hey, look, I saw that you've got great reviews. I've approached you first, so that they feel like you're giving them a bit of kudos for who they are. I have done like the cold emails and had some response, but I definitely have found when you pick up the phone and they hear your enthusiasm, that definitely makes them want to see your email. In fact, I rang so many people one day, I forgot to email one of the ladies, and she sent me a text a few days later and went, oh, sorry, can you send me that details? I was like, oh, sorry, it's sitting in my outbox. What else have I done? So I've gone into groups as well. One thing I have done is with the invites is removed the address so that people have to comment back to me, so that then I have their name before they I give them the RSVP link. That way then I know kind of who my people are, and I can give them a really warm welcome when they arrive, rather than going, oh, of those hundreds of people that I've just contacted, were you one of mine? I don't know. But so yeah, and truly I've always said, please, if I'm not there at the door, come and say hi, because I really want to meet you and greet you in person and help you have a wonderful pampering day. I have also done the flyers as well, and reached out to chiropractors. I've got friends who are runners. I've just reached out to friends as well and said, hey, look, I know you're not into the products, but do you want to just come along for a fun night? Haven't seen you for ages, or I would just really love your support. This is kind of a new venture for me. Do you want to just come along and have some fun? So I've kind of approached it in a number of ways, and we've got some great numbers across New Zealand, thanks to like a big range of us in the team who have rallied and gathered the excitement amongst the Kiwis out here.
oh my gosh, that is fantastic. I love how you describe that. It's a broad approach. We're not just throwing mud at the wall and hoping it's going to stick, guys. We're actually making a plan, and we're going to follow it through. And some of us have a week until the next roadshow in our area. Some of us have 6 weeks, or 7 weeks even. So we have some time. Look at the dates, look at where people are hosting, and let's actually make this the best roadshow that New Zealand and Australia literally have ever seen, guys. So I'm just going to pop back up my little, there it is. Slides. All right. So what we're going to do, guys, is we are going to do an invite timeline where we're going to create a personalized invitation plan and a timeline for the upcoming roadshows in all the different cities. You're going to set some goals. Attendance. How many people do you want to be able to be personally invited by you and show up? Do you want 10? Do you want 5? Do you want 50? Do you want 200 like Bridget, right? How many people do you want to be able to invite and get them into the room, right? For me to get people in front of Tessie and Granier and Bridget and Gail, oh my goodness, I want people in that room because those people don't have to listen to me. They get to listen to people outside of me, and it validates what I am doing and what I am offering them. And they come back and they're going to be so grateful, guys. So set those goals and don't shoot high, shoot high. Don't just think little. We're thinking big, outside of the box. And you're going to commit to following through on those invitations, making that effort, making those reminders. And then you're going to think, what else can I add to my plan? So here is an example of one of the posters. So there's different flyers. They're already done for New Zealand. The ones around Australia are still coming. But you're going to be able to get these flyers and then, you know, whether you make personal invitations or you have the QR codes on there, however you want to do that. But there's going to be different ones for all the different roadshow locations. Here's the one I made up for Port Macquarie. So it's all of them are going to have a different look and a different feel. Take what you need once we get them all shared and posted so that you can actually share them with that person who's in that city, in that location. We are going to be hosting Power Hours. So ANZ collaboration, guys. We are leaders across all of Australia and New Zealand, LifeVantage. We've probably talked about it before. Hopefully you've heard of us and kind of what our vision is. But we are doing things together because we really believe that there's just more power in collaborating and connecting. All of us have different gifts and different strengths, and we want to make sure that we are giving you guys the very best that we can all give you. And so we're going to be running these from May 7th to June 19th. The first one is tomorrow from noon until 1 o'clock. And then we have Kylie hosting on Wednesday from 7 to 8. And there will continue to be every Tuesday from 12 to 1 and Wednesday 7 to 8, somebody who will be jumping on to 515-515-2024 and bring your invite list, bring your strategy plan with you and get ready to just block out that time in your diary for an hour. This is income producing activities, guys. This is what is going to change your business. So what we're going to do now is we are going to break out into little breakout rooms if I can figure out how to do the breakout rooms. So maybe what I'll do is I'm going to stop recording after I do this, and then we'll go into the breakout room. So it is time for the strategy zone. So we are going to, number one, and even take a quick shot of this because once you're in your Zoom rooms, I just realized you won't be able to see the list. I can't keep it on the screen necessarily, can I? So, okay, so we're going to make a list of each road show city, who lives in each city to invite that you know. Who do you know? That put that question back to your customers. And when we're doing this tonight, it's just going to be a quick overview. It's mostly just to kind of look at meeting with those key leaders and having a few minutes of discussing invitations. List why you are so excited about this. What is the value, the benefit of attending? How will you invite? Are you going to email, phone, social media, personal reach outs? Where are you going to put the flyers, right? Start to think about these things. Your timeline. When will you do each of the steps with that inviting, with the reminding, with the urgency, with limited space or a promo at the event? And you're going to write out a few personalized invitation script points to include. So, Grania, actually, I was going to ask you, you had a quick minute. You wanted to share something. Do you want to do that before I stop recording?
Yeah. So I have been trying to think of different ways that I could maybe get some businesses to come along to the expo that may not fully understand about our products. But I want them to come along because I want to offer them something. So I've gone to a few businesses around me here and I've said, hey, can you just shut that?
Oh, yes.
And I've just asked them, hey, would you be keen on maybe doing a little expo together in maybe a month's time at a local community hall that I know? And it's been like, one is like a city caves place. There's a hairdresser, there's a massage, physio. And I've just said, would you be interested in maybe doing a little expo and we all put it on together? And they're all like, yeah, I'd be really up for networking. And I said, would you like to come along to my expo that I'm doing now so you can see how it's run, get a feel for it, and my Pilates studio as well. So they've all said, yeah, definitely, I'll come along and have a look and see how it is. But that's a way for me now to then create something with them in a month's time. And we all chip in. It might only be $80 each, if that. And we can just find somewhere that's either free or cheap, but all their database will be coming along to look at mine as well. So that's how I'm inviting a few businesses to come along to showcase what an expo looks like. So for us to have the flyers, to have a template and things is huge for people who are really busy. So yeah, I want to say, look, I'll kind of arrange it. We all chip in and then I can go to their database and see them in a month's time, but maybe they'll become a consultant before then. That's the plan.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So again, thinking outside the box, guys, we're not just thinking, I want my neighbor or my cousin or my cousin's husband's wife to come. Think outside the box. We're thinking big. So we're going to jump into some breakout rooms, which I've never done before. So hopefully I don't lose you all. But we're just going to jump into a little breakout room for like 5 minutes and just have a chance to just unpack this for yourself. Start to jot down, make some of these lists, make some of these strategies, and we'll be going over it again in the Power Hour tomorrow, which is, yes, Sydney time, AEST, Australia Eastern Standard Time, 12 to 1. And then it was 7 to 8, I believe. Yep. Yeah. Perfect. Okay. So here we go. We're going to try breakout rooms and we'll stop recording.